Just a second. Look at my messy desk. I've been working all day here. Live. This is Coach Arnie, and we are on the Health, Love, and Life show. And tonight we're going to talk about goals again. You know, we had a show a few weeks ago, and I thought, why not right now? We're 9 days in. We're 9 days in, and why not have a little, kick in the ass show? Because I know a lot of you, it's easy to write stuff down, but it's another thing to do it. So, so let me just kick you in the ass tonight, and hopefully we can help. And I think periodically as the show goes on, we'll kind of, come back and give you a little checkup. And if you need a kick in the butt, give you a kick in the butt. If you need a hug, we'll give you a hug. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens by the end of the year, because we all need it. I know I do. I have a guy that calls me. He's one of the top speakers in the world. And every time he calls me, sometimes it's really like this morning, I couldn't take his call because I was getting in the shower, so I wasn't going to do that. But I called, he talked to him later, and I always tell myself, God, I have to kind of pinch myself. Why is he calling me? Now, I'm not, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a jerk, but at the same time, I appreciate him. And I appreciate his wife. And, as a mentor, I know his time is incredibly valuable. So I try never to waste it because he's given it to me. And I do that too. I mean, I pass it down. I give it to other people too, but you can't do it to everybody because then you wouldn't have any time at all to do work. So, but he calls, he goes, I'm just calling you to rattle your cage. And he makes me think. He really does. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to make you think. But again, to contact me or follow me, I'm on Facebook at Arnie Fonseca Jr., Coach Arnie F, Instagram, Coach Arnie F. It's Coach Arnie on Facebook, so it's Coach Arnie F. One of these days I may get all this together. Coach Arnie F on Instagram. I'm on Twitter at Real Coach Arnie. I'm on TikTok at Real Coach Arnie. Look me up on LinkedIn, Arnie Fonseca Jr. And I'm trying to put videos up. I'm trying to do as much as I can. I know I need to do more. And follow my own advice I give other people. So that's how you can find me. And but you can, and Cece will put up the information here too, but you can text me, you can call me, 602-390-9144. Oh, and you can call in here on the show. Yeah. 727-238-8970. You can comment, you can share your voice. We're rolling here. Cece's got it going. Solomedia.com. She's got it going on. So, yeah, and tell people about it. I've been sharing, I've been better. So go on my Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and share the link. And let's see if we can get some people over here and help each other out as we're building this tribe. So we're 9 days in here. We're 9 days in, and I guarantee you, two things have happened. One, you haven't done a damn thing. It's January 9th. You haven't done a damn thing. It was a weird start to the month, middle of the week. So everybody thought, it's the middle of the week, New Year's. I'll ride out the rest of the week because it's always a lot easier to start at the beginning of the week, right? I heard it way too many times. Okay. And I don't say anything. I just kind of laugh and love. At the end of the day, just love. And that's what I try to do. And I try not to judge because it's not my place to judge. It's not my place to judge at all. And it's not yours either. I was talking to a client of mine who was very judgmental when he was watching people at the gym and doing some things. And I finally looked at him. I said, you're really judging people tonight. Because he was just judging them on exercise and this and that. And I said, and he's a doctor, former doctor. He just retired. But you're acting like a former smoker. I mean, a former smoker is the worst person to be around if you're smoking because they're terrible. And it's because they care so much too, but they're terrible. And I told him, I said, it's funny. I've never smoked, but I can sit in a room. I can sit next to you. If you're smoking a cigarette and you're blowing smoke in my face, it will not bother me, especially if I'm interested in what you have to say. You know why? Because when I leave, I'm not going to deal with smoke anymore. That's just the way it is. I'm not worried about being, turned back into a smoker. So it doesn't bother me because I want to be in a relationship with that person at that time. So I'm very non-judgmental about that kind of stuff. Now, granted, if somebody was a drug addict and have, that might be a little different. But even, I'll be honest. If they're sitting there doing drugs right in front of me and it's something I want to learn, not that, but something they're saying I want to learn. I mean, I'm not going to, that's not my place unless I feel they're hurting themselves at the time. So what happened? So two things. One, nothing. Beginning of the week, nothing. Start on Monday, hopefully. It's harder, but you probably did. All right, let's say you jumped into it. Bam! Got your goals, you're rocking and rolling, you're starting. January 1st, let's go. And here we go. We're off and running. Bam, 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 bam. You are in some serious chaos right now. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about being in some serious chaos and still sitting on the couch trying to figure shit out. So let's talk about it. All right. First of all, I'm just going to give you some stats. I was playing around with some research today, and I found most agreed that by February, and I used to teach this stuff years ago, but by February, I didn't realize it was by February 15th. So that's about 6 weeks in. I always used to say 6 weeks, but let's put a date on it. By February 15th, 80% of goals, have been forgotten. 80% by February 15th. These are general stats that they just get from surveying thousands and thousands and probably by now millions of people. So the odds are against you. How's that make you feel? 80% of you out there, 80% are going to just let them go. And 100% out there, I don't want to say it. Yeah, we're going to say 100%. Because in general, 80% of all goals are forgotten. So there you go. So let's find out why. What's going on here? Let's find out what's going on here. So let's see if we can, because I want to really focus on health and fitness, because as I did some more research today, I found out what are the top 5 goals. The top 5 goals, and these are listed on Google. As Google went through their algorithms and stuff. And 3 of the 5 were fitness or health related goals. Diet and eating better, exercise, losing weight, and then the other 2 were saving money and learn a new skill. And maybe the new skill was to cook or meal plan or whatever, right? I don't know. But I know this: diet and eating better, number 1, exercise, number 2, losing weight, number 3. So I'm thinking, man, that's what everybody wants to do. Now, part of me says, because as an exercise physiologist, part of me says that's awesome because we're focused on health. The other part of me says, why is it every year? And because what we just talked about, after February 15th, 80% of these goals are gone. Bye. See you. So there you go. So what's going on here? Let's kind of dig down a little bit. First of all, remember, and if we didn't talk about change here on this show, I've on some other shows I've done, I talked about change and how hard it is to start. And that's what some of you are going through right now. You didn't have an atomic explosion that, let's say, half of you had on January 1st. Your explosion went like this. Yay, Happy New Year. I'm going to wait till Monday to start my goals. And you might have decided in December, screw this December stuff. I'm not going to make any phone calls. I'm not going to worry about this. I'm just going to go to the office parties and my friends' houses, and I'm not going to worry about exercise, and I'm not going to worry about this, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm going to start fresh. See, we all want a fresh start. Doesn't that sound good? Fresh start. A new beginning. Okay? The problem is a new beginning. Let's say you're a plant, a seed. That plant has got to get in the right position in the ground and get some nutrients coming in, some water, some nutrients from the earth until with the right time, that seedling will spring up and break through the earth and become a new beginning. A new beginning. So if you waited to even plant your ideas, your thoughts, your anything, you're still in I'm getting in the ground, getting the nutrients and getting everything situated stage, which delays everything. We talked about this before. It delays everything potentially by months. So for those of you like I did this year, I started in December. Actually, I started right before Thanksgiving. And I started hammering, creating relationships because I wanted to be ready for January, and I'm ready for January. I'm off to a fast start with some of the projects that I'm working on. Is it paying off yet? No, but it's January 9th. But I'm so far ahead where I would normally be that I'm excited because I know it doesn't take much. See, it's easy to go from 30 to 60. It's hard to go from 0 to 30. A lot of you are going from 0 to 30 right now, and that's a struggle. That's what I did in November. I was learning a completely new skill with a company that I was helping out with some hospital things, and I was making a mess. But that I made the mess over Thanksgiving. That was 31, 40. That was 7 weeks. No, excuse me. Over 6 weeks ago, guys. That's when I made my mess. You guys are making your mess today. That's the difference. I feel I'm ready. I'm in stride. Okay. So that's part of the problem right there. So a lot of you right now that started, now you're in chaos. Okay. Chaos will take you about 6 weeks. So I'm out of chaos. I'm in the installing new behavior part of my program. So when I had a great talk today with a good friend of mine who is the senior vice president of this company, we were talking like this. Hey, Arnie, we're doing this. Hey, we're doing this. Hey, I like what you're doing. This is good stuff. This is going to pay off. You're right in stride. I like what you're saying. That's the conversation we're having. 6 weeks ago, he was telling me what to say. He was saying, don't worry about it. You're going to get better. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. Just stay in there. That was the conversation we had 6 weeks ago. Today, it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's do that. Half the time I was telling him things I was doing and he was agreeing with me. Get it? Confidence, installing new behaviors, a new beginning, a new person in this level, in this industry that I jumped into just to learn a new skill. Okay. And it's paid off immensely. And then, as I'm now getting through these new behaviors coming in, new things, then eventually it'll be automatic and I'll be like he is. That's my goal, but that might take 90 days. So I'm looking at March. By March, if things are clicking the way I think they are, it just changed my life. All because I started in November. Okay. All because I started in November. So Some of you that started in January, but the key is, and this is where I'm giving you a big hug right now, a big virtual hug. I'm just looking at the clock here because I want to take a little break here. Is that you started. You did what most don't do. You started. It's super important. You started. So now give yourself kudos for that. You give yourself a hug because you're doing what most can't do. Now just hang in there. Just hang in there. Don't run away from this thing like fear. It's going to get scary. It's going to get rough. It's going to get nasty. You got to have to grind it out. If it's the right goal for you, you're going to have to grind this thing out. And you're going to have to lean into it. Because if you run away from this fear like the tiger in the jungle, you're going to get eaten up by your goal. But if you lean into it and grind and get up and go and get up and go and eat and do this, at some point, that little seed is going to break through the ground and you're going to see some life and you're going to go, it works. It works. Okay? So just remember that. Start, chaos, install, automatic. Takes about 90 days. And that's where the people that have started. Now, we'll come back to your goals here in a minute. But let me address the people that are still sitting on the couch. You wanted to have a goal. You wanted to get started, but you didn't. And now you're beating yourself up. Well, it's only January 9th, so I got news for you. You got plenty of time. But if you have the right goal, and I guarantee you most of you sitting on the couch right now, one of your goals is diet or eating related. Another one of your goals is exercise related. Another one of your goals is losing weight related. Probably you have a goal to save some money or something else or learn something, okay, because you hate your job. Because 80% seems to be a big number because 80% of the people hate their job. So focusing on health and nutrition and exercise, we just got to figure out a way to get you started. But if you have the right goal, if it's specific, see, if you wrote a goal down, if your thinking is, well, I'm going to walk every day. I'm going to add walking into my routine every day, or I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to go to the gym, work out. I'm going to start working out. Well, that's not specific. But if you said to yourself, I'm going to take a 30-minute walk, and that to me, that's a lot. I was telling somebody yesterday, how about a 10-minute walk? You know how powerful a 10-minute walk is? I said, I was telling this guy, I said, if you took 2 to 3 10-minute walks during the day, it will change your life. He went, wow, really? I said, yeah, absolutely. It'll affect your blood sugar, your muscles, you keep you from getting your hips tight, all these things. You'll feel better. So I said, instead of every hour and a half that you're sitting here at your desk, get up and go walk around. And his wife, they both run a company. And she said, yeah, just go walk around and talk to all the sales guys and, 10 minutes, go up and down the stairs and come back to your desk. I go, you do that 2 or 3 times a day, it would change your life. And it's not disrupting. He didn't have to get up early. It didn't have to do anything different. He just had to, at the office, work in 2 or 3 10-minute walks. That's something that's measurable. I'm going to do 2 or 3 10-minute walks every hour and a half. 3 times a week. How's that? 3 times a week. So if you do it 4, good for you. If you do it 5, even better. But it's got to be something that's specific. It can't be vague. I'm going to work out. I'm going to start walking. Really? When? I don't know, because I don't like getting up early. And I'm too busy when I'm getting home from work. So when are you going to do it? Maybe do it at lunchtime. Start off with 10 minutes. I hate people starting off at 30 minutes because then it's too much. But if they start off with 10 minutes, they can do it. I actually did a program. We're going to take a break, guys. Hang on. We're going to take a quick break. And remember, we're on the goingsolomedia.com, WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, radio, TV, and podcast. The #1 internet singles talk network. So let's take a break. All right. We are back. And so we're talking about a specific SMART goal. But years ago, I used to teach individuals, and I'm going to take 2 minutes to go through this. And I say, you know what? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to set your alarm clock for 5 minutes earlier than you normally get up. Just set it, get up, and then turn it off or reset it back to wherever, hit the thing, the snooze. I don't know. Doesn't matter. And I just want you to do that for a week. That doesn't make any sense. Sure it does. Because you're the person that told me you couldn't get up in the morning early. You just did. 5 minutes early. Oh, okay. Now, the following week, change it to 10 minutes early. Get up, and I want you to put your feet on the ground, maybe put your feet in your slippers, walk around a little bit, get back into bed, lay there till you want to get up. Third week, get up, have your clothes ready to go, put your sneakers on, your shoes, pair of shorts, t-shirt, jacket, whatever, don't care. And either walk around the house or go outside in the backyard, walk around a little bit, maybe 5 minutes, and then come back in and start your normal day. Week 3. Week 4. Get up, put your clothes on, go outside and walk maybe around the block once, 10 minutes, and now you're up to 15 minutes. So after a month, so now it's February, instead of quitting, you're up to 15 minutes, and you're like going, come on, man. We got to get this thing going. So you're excited, where the other guy's ready to cash the chips. Now after, 6 weeks, you're up to 20 minutes. Up to, after 2 months, you're closing in on 30 minutes. So after 90 days, man, you're easily doing 30 minutes a day. You're excited, and you just created a habit. After 6 months, you might be doing an hour. After a year, you're doing maybe an hour or so, maybe throwing in some strength work, some mobility, stretching. You just changed your life. And it all started with setting that alarm clock 5 minutes early to prove to yourself that you get up early. So that's what you can do if you want to. But it's got to be emotional. The emotional attachment to your goals is so powerful. Whether it's because you've got a health issue going on, and I'm just going to take a quick break right now and just go over what I have, because the areas that we have that most people want to say goals are career, finance, health, leisure, organizing, relationships, spirituality. I'll just go over mine. I'm looking at my board right now, 2020 goals. And I went over this before with you guys. I've got relationship goals. I've got my, my spiritual goals, which is God for me, which is always #1, my wife, my kids, and my friends. I want to improve all those relationships this year. Okay. It's up there. I can look at it. I look at it 2 or 3 times a day now. I got my health goals. Get my health at an optimal level, get my body weight where I want it, and just get physically stronger. Because as I'm getting older, strength is important, my weight's important, and my overall health is important, measured by blood test. I put it right there. And I had a great talk with my doctor yesterday on a blood test. So now I've got a good baseline. We're working on some things. So I've started, that process started almost 6 weeks ago. Get it? I started that because I knew I wanted to optimize for 2020. So I got a blood test. And now 6 weeks later, I'm having a conversation with the doctor. We're going over things. I'm rolling January 9th because it was important to me. you know? And then I've got my personal, I call it personal adventure goals. Some people might want to call them leisure goals. These are what make me go. These are my adventure goals. This is stuff I've got up there. My big goal this year, I'm going to throw this out here. My goal is to do a double at the Grand Canyon. That's going across and back twice. It's almost 100 miles. I got to look at that every day, and I got to figure that thing out. And guess what? I already started, because last weekend I took my grandson to the Grand Canyon, and we went down to the river and back in the snow. It was amazing. But I got my first adventure in. I got a fast start the first weekend of the year at the Grand Canyon. I'm on my way. I'm not messing around here. Now, could something happen and disrupt all that? Sure, but so what? I'm going to push through. I'm going to push through and prepare. I'm not going to wait. Well, things might happen, so I'm not even going to start. Bull. Start. And then my last is my financial goals, which are super important. And that's what I was working on today. And that's what I started on November 26th, or whatever it was, for Thanksgiving. And now the guy I'm working with, I'm feeling automatic now. I'm feeling like, let's go. I'm ready. I'm excited. Because I know it's going to pay off, which means I'm going to be able to grow my income. I'm going to be able to, I've got 2 other projects. I came up with a new project yesterday. I'm calling it, I don't want to give out the secret. It's a secret. Actually, I call it, where I put it, either way. But it's a neat little project that I'm going to work on. But again, I'm going to add that. So now I've got some things to work on, got to track some income into my life, and I'm going to develop my projects. And those are my financial goals. So I've got 4 categories there: relationship, health, adventure, and financial. You don't have to do that. If you just want to have one, with your body weight or your health or your, I'm a big, especially as we're older, if you were going to ask me which ones, I would always choose health, because it's more important to get healthy than to worry about your weight. They are related, but health is first. But that's your deal. That's not mine. If you called me up and asked me, I would give you my opinion. So you have to kind of get specific, because see what happens. Let me go back to my notes here. So what happens then, if we're not specific, if we're too vague, we won't do it. If it's not measurable, like I said here, with my health, I want my health to be optimal, measured by blood. You can do urine and other things too, but that's kind of where I'm at. Okay. So you need to be able to measure it. So if you want to walk, 3 times a week for 10 minutes at lunch, are you logging that down? And at the end of the week, you look at it and say, look, I got 3 days in, or maybe it's on your phone, 3 days. And then at the end of the month, you go, I did 12 days. Wow. Look at me. And then you're up to 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right? You're measuring it. You can measure it. You can see it. That's very important. So is it measurable? Like I said, blood test on your phone, in a log. Going to the gym, are you logging down what you're doing? Log it down, the days you go, what you do. Log it down, because here's what's going to happen. Let's say you started January 1st. You're not going to see any results, guys, until the middle of February, right when you're ready to quit. You're just not going to see. All you're going to have is sore muscles, stinky workout clothes, a chaotic family, and you're going to go, why am I doing all this? This is stupid. I hurt. I'm not losing any weight. I'm not feeling any better. And I'm paying off the gym and the daycare and everything else. Like, ugh, what a dumb idea this was. Quit. No. You're just getting ready to come through the ground. Don't quit. Lean in. Don't quit. See, if you don't quit, you're going to see the results. Most people quit. 80% quit. Don't be that person. Stick in there. Stay in there. Because we got it. So if it's measurable, you got to stay in there to see the results. You got to stay in there. You got to believe. Another thing it has to have some action tied to it, like some kind of steps you're going to go through to do it. What are the steps? You got to be able to see, you got to have some steps that are going to help you to follow your goal to get there. Something, a trail. You got to be able to follow a trail somewhere. You got to know where you're going. Okay. Got to know where you're going. It really has to be realistic. You got to really believe. It's got to be focused. You got to see yourself, eating better food. Like one of your goals might be, hey, I'm going to add more vegetables to my plate, during the day at dinner, let's say. Or I'm going to eliminate processed food. So you may start reading labels. If this, years and years ago, I did not eat anything that had more than one ingredient. That's when I was eating a lot of grains and stuff. But, I would eat oatmeal or whatever it was. It had one ingredient, raw nuts or broccoli or steak, chicken, fish, and it really helps. But it's harder today because everything's processed. And if you try to eliminate, say I'm going to eliminate processed foods at dinner. I'm not going to eat processed foods at dinner 5 days a week. That's a start. That's a goal. That's a real goal. And just do it. Maybe make your broccoli and chicken or steak and, water, maybe some iced tea, no sugar. All right. And that's a goal. But it's got to be clear and it's got to be realistic. Can you do that? See, a lot of people can't do this stuff. Don't say I'm going to run a marathon by, May 1st. That's not realistic. It's just not for most people. Now, if you've run a marathon before, yeah. Maybe if you run a half marathon before, maybe last year I did 65 miles at the Grand Canyon and I went to the Grand Canyon 5 times. So to me, a realistic goal that I've talked about with my coach is twice, is to add, another third to that. To me, it's realistic. It doesn't scare me a little bit because I haven't done it. But it doesn't scare me to the point that I'm not going to train for it. But it gets me to the gym. Get it? It gets me out of bed in the morning to go do my workout. It gets me to take care of myself. So that's a good goal. It makes me feel good in my gut. As Dr. What's his name? Gosh. Jeff Spencer says, look him up. He's really good. So if it makes you feel good inside, then it's probably a good goal. Probably a good goal. So is it realistic? If it's not realistic, you're in trouble. You're not going to do it. It's not clear. It's too fuzzy. Okay. And is it timely? Meaning, does it have a deadline? See, I put deadlines. Like my Grand Canyon trip, I put on right there October. Now, I didn't put an exact date on there. I've got my new calendar. I got my new yearly calendar that I have to send over to my buddy because he challenged me a couple years ago, get a yearly calendar, put it on where I can see it, because I can see it right now. And that way you can mark your dates that you're going to do things. Last year I screwed up on an event that I put down because I kept moving it because of the weather. And my coach this year said, don't do that. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It goes on next year's agenda. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So if the Grand Canyon doesn't work in October, it's not going to work because the other months aren't a good idea because of water and other things. I just won't do it. I'll do it next year. So put a date. I like to think that 90-day challenges are a great idea. I wrote over here. Where I put that? I need my goals. Here we go. I put here, create 30-day challenges, create a 90-day challenge. Because I believe that you can create permanent changes in the brain on a 90-day challenge. But start off with a 30-day challenge, I'm going to walk 3 times a week at lunchtime for 10 minutes for 30 days. And after 30 days, goes, wow, I did that. I'm going to make it 20 minutes next month. I'm going to walk 20 minutes a day at lunch 3 times a week for 30 days. Guys, I got news for you. After 90 days, you're rolling, man. You're rolling. You created your own 90-day challenge by 30-day challenges. See? And you could do the same thing at the gym. You could do the same thing with your eating. I am going to eliminate all processed sugar foods for 30 days. That's a tough one. I don't even know if I can do that. But you could if it's important to you. You know why? I believe that all of us can do anything for 2 weeks. So I call them 2-week challenge. 2 weeks. So let's say you said, I'm going to eliminate all processed sugar for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, January the 23rd, January 23rd, you can say, I did it. Then you can go, you know what? Maybe I can do another 2 weeks. And 2 more weeks, you're in February now. You haven't had sugar for a month, and you're like going, you know what? I'm okay. I feel okay. Now, I don't mean go splurge, but I'm just saying, I don't know what your goal is. I don't know what your goal is. I don't know what your health needs are. I don't know what any of that stuff is. You do. But I know this. If you set smart, attainable goals, like 2-week goals, 30-day goals, 90-day goals, you will create change in your body and you'll change everything. So if you're laying there on the couch tonight thinking, well, come up with something easy that makes you feel good. It doesn't have to be the scary goal yet. Eventually it does. But right now, it just be something you could do. But it's got to be emotional. It'll make you feel good. Because you know that if you walk, you'll feel better. You'll be happy. If it's cold in the morning, walk inside the house. Join a gym. Do you know how many gyms now are offering like $9.95 for a month? God. Go join up. And if it's find one that's on your way to work. I know it's a hassle. It is. Or get up in the morning, put your clothes on, put a jacket on, your gloves, and go out for a walk. Or walk inside the house, or walk in the backyard, or go look on Craigslist and buy yourself an old treadmill. I got news for you. They're out there. And walk. Ride a bike. Go find yourself a used bicycle. Bring it in your house. Ride a bike. Something. Okay? And just start. But it's got to be emotional. It's got to mean something to you. If it doesn't mean anything to you, you won't do it. It'll just be words. So, another simple one, not simple. I hate that word simple. But especially with health and fitness is, why not an event? In Arizona, we have events all winter long because the weather is so nice. But if you're in a cold climate in the spring, you're going to see a lot of events pop up. Running event, walking events, fitness events. Join up one of those things. Get in there. Mix it up a little bit. Have some fun. I don't care how old you are. There's a lot of older people do that stuff. Walk a 5K, something that's realistic. You can do that. Meet a lot of new people. Join a fitness group on Facebook. Maybe there's a local meetup that's doing walks with like-minded people. There's a million things you can do, but you got to start. So sign up for a fitness event. Get involved with a club or a group. Maybe there's people at church that are starting a walking club. They're going to meet every Wednesday morning and go for a walk. I don't know, but you have to find out. If I was coaching you, I would help you find out. I would hold your hand and show you and encourage you. And hopefully you'll be doing it on your own, because that's how this works. So bottom line is, guys, is this. For those of you that need to hear it, get off your ass and get moving. You'll change your life. Get moving. Stop putting garbage in your pie hole. Period. That's it. Get moving. Quit putting garbage in your pie hole. If that's what you need to hear, well, I'm telling you right now, because it's going to get worse for you. It's not going to get easier. Next year, when you have these goals and you're heavier and you're more out of shape and you've got terrible blood work from the doctor and things just aren't working right, you're going to remember these words and you're going to go, God, I wish I would have listened to Coach Arnie when he was telling me to get moving and putting stuff in my pie hole. So that's what I want you to do. And get serious about this. Get a logbook out. Go get some cheap notebook. I got notebooks everywhere. I write stuff down all the time. Too many, I think. I've got notebooks everywhere. So everywhere. Look, notebooks. So what I'm trying to say is, write it down so you can look at it and go, wow, look at me. It's a good goal because I do it. 5 minutes a day of reflection. What did I do? What 3 good things did I do today? Wow, I went to the gym. Wow, I made a phone call. Wow, I smiled at somebody, opened a door for them, So smart goals that are clear, that are focused, that you're emotionally attached to will really help. Okay. And listen, guys, and for those of you that are in the chaos right now, just stay in there. Stay in there. I promise you, it might get a little worse. I'm not going to promise you that, but I promise you by the middle of February, that plant's coming through the ground. You're going to see new growth. You're going to start changing your life, but you got to stay in there. I'm not going to whistle up a tree right now at you. It's hard. You're in the grind. You are in the grind. So just lean into it. Don't be afraid of it. I promise you'll get better, but you're almost there. You're almost there. Just hang in. But you did the most important thing. You started. Okay. And for those of you that didn't start, one more time, get off your ass and start moving and quit putting junk in your pie hole. That's it. Hey guys, this is Coach Arnie. I appreciate you. I love you guys. I appreciate you coming out here and checking out the goingsolomedia.com. And you can get a hold of me. You can call me, text me, and email me if you want. Love to talk to you, figure out what's going on. And if I can help you, I'll help you. But you got to help yourself, okay? It's so super important that we help ourselves because we're the only ones that can. Don't be part of the growing body of people that the number one thing they do is complain and blame. Don't be that person. That's a go nowhere loser's game. Loser's game of blaming and complaining. Just don't be that person, okay? I promise you, you can make some serious changes by just starting or staying in the game. Stay in the game, grind it out, get started. I must have said it 10 times tonight, and that's because I want to make a point of it. Hey guys, this is Coach Arnie on the Life, Love, and Relationships, Health, Love, and Life. We talk about health tonight. Health, Love, and Life show with me, and I love you guys, and I look forward to talking to you next week. I am out of here.